So, guys, welcome to our today's new edition. My name is Praise KE, and today we have a very special segment. He's gonna introduce himself. Actually, this guy is a father figure as far as College of Medicine is concerned.
That's a very interesting introduction. Anyways, my name is Kaso. Yeah, medical doctor, working plant Adventist.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Grace.
So, we have a few questions to ask you.
Sure, go ahead.
So, as far as academics is concerned, we have had a situation where we have received our exams results, and I'm pretty sure that many students are feeling overwhelmed, disappointed due to their grades. So, what advice would you give them?
Okay, right. I mean, generally with all exams, I mean, outcomes always vary. There's definitely people who have done well, and others who have done as they had desired, and then others who have not done so well. So you're asking me for the ones who have not done so well.
Yes,
Those ones.
yes, yeah,
Okay, sure. I think after so much interaction with how things go here, I think one thing I know for sure is that it can happen to anybody along the journey. Some people maybe because they did not do things so well. Some people maybe it's come out of nowhere. It is possible sometimes to work very hard and then you find out that you didn't really get the best of what you had worked for. And other people, maybe some situations happened along the exam time that hindered them from getting the best that they could. Whatever has happened, if it is that you're one of those people who has not done so well, um, I would say that, that cliche thing that it's not the end of the world because it actually really isn't. I personally know so many people who post-grad have gone on to do so many amazing things with their lives, who have gone on to reach very great heights academically and even like socially, but who had at one point or another not done well in an exam. It will be said and has been said always that it's not the end, and it's not. I think the biggest thing to go ahead and do once that has happened is to sit down with oneself and troubleshoot. Because it will always be a case by case basis. What's caused somebody else's failure might not be the same thing that's caused another person's failure.
Yeah, true.
So generally, I think sitting down and trying to find out what caused it is a very big step into remedying that. It's very critical, okay? To understand that, I think you have to go ahead and troubleshoot the exact thing that has caused that particular situation. Was it that you worked hard, but maybe you didn't work smart? Was it that maybe you didn't finish the exams in the question? Sorry, questions in the exam. Is it that, is it that maybe there was just something you're going through at the time or something that you're going through? Or is it, yeah. So basically, because if you can go ahead and do that, that helps you from replicating that problem.
That problem.
Yes, exactly. And then the other thing also is remembering this one important thing that there is actually enough time to make a big difference. People often think there isn't, think there isn't, but I think that an example I've given to primates over generations is this that and like an MBBS 5 student, not just MBBS 5, I think I can speak cross-cutting all the programs as well.
Yes.
When you are at the end, like you have got such little time to prepare for the final exam, but yet people do prepare and they do make it in a week.
In a week, yeah.
What more, 2-3 weeks to exams? It's possible to make a big difference. I think starting to believe that will go a long way into actually making a big difference. Because if already I'm completely defeated, then that seals my fate. Eventually it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy to yourself because you have thought to yourself that what, there's no way I'm getting out of this. And when you are certain without doubt, then it makes it difficult for you to even progress. So that's the second thing I'll say, that what, there is time for you to make a difference, especially if you go ahead and you figure out what exactly caused that situation. Then you can go ahead and make a difference. And of course, the third thing would be positive company around you. It is very important to have the place of company that supports you and pulls you up will never be underestimated.
Yes,
in a situation such as this one, it's important to have a positive company that is able to cocoon you, whether it is just on the mental part or whether it is that they can push you. If, let's say, for example, you're not really working as hard as you should, then people who could be able to take you guntunda, all that stuff. Yeah, sure. So at a glance, right, I think those are the three.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Kaso. So on the other hand, you are one who have pursued this medical thing, and according to your experience, how do you think students can, we have had instances where students tend to compare themselves, their performances with others. How can students prevent that? And do you think it has an impact as far as academics is concerned? Like, for example, let's say I get a 54 and there is a student B, maybe who has got maybe 80, and I tend to worry, oh my gosh, I'm not doing better,
Yeah, I mean, comparison is almost a reflex. Sometimes you don't realize you're missing certain things until you see them in other people. It's possible for you to think you have done to you be happy with your grade until you hear what your friend has scored. Now you're sad. It is possible for it to be a reflex, but I think it's not always a healthy reflex. For one thing, I believe that okay, that what excellence looks like, or not greatness looks like, is multifaceted and different. You could be that above average student who, has got quite big social capital because you live well with people.
Yes.
And maybe part of how you live well with people is because you're also able to spare time for people. If you are only doing that one thing, being only just considering the academics part, you would have had maybe some deficiencies this side, but your balance is a little bit better. Or you could be that person who is, distinct in every way. You're above average, you are always in the 80s, 90s, but then, socially you are like no one, you don't really have any social capital. These all two are both great. It's just that the greatness is different. I think it's important to understand that also, especially because I believe that the place of uniqueness must be completely understood. Everybody is an original idea. I mean, if you are a believer like me, I say God's original idea. Everyone, okay,
Yes,
and
yes,
all of
true.
us can be great in our own way, and all of us can be great in a way that no one else before us has been great.
Yes,
So,
yes.
because of that, I think what I could do, what I go ahead and advise that I think you can learn from the greatness of other people and kind of like take life lessons to add to your journey, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you should use them as a ruler for your life, because your journey is not theirs. Theirs is not yours. There is a place for greatness for you. You
Yeah.
can learn some things from their journey and add to yours, so that you also be better. But you by no means should use them as a plan to dictate whether your life is pointing north or not.
Or not.
Yeah, yeah. No one should be another person's ultimate compass
Wow.
as a person, so to say. Sure. So anyway, in conclusion, in that, what I say is that with comparison, yes, if the people who have done better than you, there's a place for humbling yourself and learning from them. But that by no means should make you feel less unique about yourself.
Yeah.
You have value in of yourself, and your value is not dictated by those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is very critical in progressing in life, because in life there will always be people who are better. I'll give maybe just one fast example. When I attend the job interview that got me my job in particular,
Yes.
I didn't come out first.
Oh, really?
I didn't come out first. I
You
wasn't
came
first. I wasn't even second. I came out third, and we
third.
were only four. So that meant I was in the bottom half.
Mm.
Sure, but regardless of that,
Yeah.
there were though I didn't kill the interview, but there were other strengths I had.
Should
Other
we say
strengths.
it's God's grace?
Praise. We're trying to direct me to other things. Yes, I mean, yes, amen. It is truly God's grace, but yeah, truly. But I also want to say that the thing is, though I did not kill the interview, there were certain other things about me,
Yeah.
right? Other things about me that were considered as well, all right?
Yes.
Like work ethic, like living with people. What I'm trying to say is that life is multifaceted.
Mm.
We may not be great at everything. The
Yes.
things that we're great at, praise them and be grateful.
Mm.
But the things you're also great at, yes, emulate to be better. But you must by no means let it go ahead and define yourself by the things you are not so good at,
Not
or by
so
the things
good
you're
at,
great at.
yeah.
I think definitions of self should be defined by things that last a lot longer than circumstantial things like a grade.
Wow, I love that. So lastly, what would you say, for example, you have a student who's working really hard, they study a lot, they wake up early in the morning, maybe they have a fixed timetable that they usually follow, only after the results to get maybe 50 something, 40 something, despite what they really had to put like a lot of effort. And lastly, what would you tell to a student who is feeling lost due to his results? Maybe he got a lead. What would you tell? What would be the advice that you tell that particular student?
Okay. All right. To the first person, the one who has worked very hard, has discipline, I stand by this. Being disciplined, being hardworking is a win.
What do you mean when you say good?
Somebody who has learned to work hard and has learned to discipline himself has already won something there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a loss. Whether that goes it, whether that okay, if even before it has translated into results, that skill of being hardworking,
Yes.
is a win.
Oh.
They must not look down on that, because some people get discouraged and then they go ahead and say, you know what, I'll double back. Now I'm gonna be lazy. No, trust me, an employer, like an employer loves a hardworking person.
Oh.
In the end, somebody who's hardworking, it pays a lot. Take it from me, for me, even, when it comes to work, one thing, because of because of growth in hard work. I was quite lazy in my earlier junior years, medical school. I only picked up at the end. But then eventually, when I learned hard work, I realized how much rewarding that can be, even in many ways, monetary wise, so to say. Yeah. So that's not a loss in hard working. However, you see, I always say, and I think it's a well-known fact that you see at the end of the by so okay, she's speaking English. So at the end of the exam, there isn't a place where it's written that, okay, can you write how many handouts you studied or how many hours you worked hard?
Yeah, that's true.
Remember that hard work should translate into the end product, which is you assimilating the things you have learned.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can work hard and find comfort more in the fact that you're working hard and not exactly in the comfort that you are actually grasping the things.
Yes.
Or sometimes you can work hard, but maybe not in a way that is most ideal for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you spend more time to do Pangamadisi, but maybe that's not really your thing. Maybe you're just intimidated by the fact that Madisi should be done, but you're not benefiting from them.
Wow.
And you're spending so much time with them, which is possible.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie, as you know, like a fish that lives on dry land would think it's a fool for its life, but it's the king of the sea. You know, it can be able to move there easily. So my point is that I think finding what works for you is also really ideal. It's not just I clocked in 8 hours.
Yeah.
It is that, okay, you clocked in 8 hours, but what benefit was that to you?
Yes,
okay.
That's true.
And troubleshooting, I think one thing that anyone who has given feedback about the exams, one thing I tell them when I see that maybe they haven't achieved their full potential is meet your lecturer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask them, what is it that, how I did this thing? Okay. How can I do it better? Most people are open to giving you feedback. They don't give you your password, but they could be able to look at your paper and then after looking at it, maybe tell you that, you know what, I think this is where you miss it. Maybe you don't completely answer questions, or maybe you misunderstand the question. That will allow you to troubleshoot and be able to fix that problem. And if you're there and if you're lost, and you think that, you know what, I don't know if this is going to work out. Trust me, there are so many people. I, for one, was lost, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. I can't even count the number of times I was lost in this place thinking I'm not going to make it. Yeah. But here I am now. It's possible to be in such a situation and still make it out.
Bounce back.
Exactly. It is a big loss, for anyone to be weeded from this place. Knowing what I know now of the potential it has to a person, knowing what it can do to change a life. Are you pausing?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Anyways, knowing what I know now about it, knowing its potential to change a life, knowing what it can be able to do, this place, like I often tell people, this is a place where dreams are made of.
Yes.
College of Medicine can change your life in the best ways possible. I don't believe that, people should come here to be with you. I don't think anyone should. That should happen to anybody. Yes. So then I think for you, if you're feeling lost like that, go ahead and reach out. There's often safe spaces really around. Dean, people from your program, maybe people from the religious organizations. There are so many options, so many platforms. Please reach out. Let's see and find a way that you could, we'll be able to troubleshoot what's really caused that, because that's what will help to address it. Because every case is a different case. So I cannot give I can't give like a specific advice because the cases are different. Sure.
Wow, that marks the end of our interview. And Dr. Kaso, thank you so much for coming in, and you are truly a blessing to me, not only to me, but to the generation.
You're being very dramatic. Sure, thank you, my good honor.